right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. We are joined today by Tomas Lindberg, lead vocalist of At the Gates. Thomas, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Excellent. So, Thomas, you have a new album coming out, The Nightmare of Being. I think a big question that everybody wants to ask is, tell us about the album and what fans should expect.
Fans should expect an At the Gates record, of course, as usual, but they can also expect a lot more intricacy, details, layers, a cinematic approach to songwriting. So there's a lot more new stuff going on this record, but I think everybody, if they give it more than one spin, will find that it's 100% At the Gates all the way through.
Excellent. Well, good news. If you can clarify a little bit, you said it's more of a cinematic approach. Can you clarify on that a little bit?
Yeah, we really wanted to make this album like dark, progressive, and like big, so to say. Like make it an album that you could spend a lot of time with, almost like you go into a different, world when you listen to the record. And we wanted the album to move you to different places as you go along. So we worked hard on the sequencing, the arrangement, orchestration, stuff like that, to draw the listener in and really create an emotional atmosphere that, is cinematic, so to say.
Okay. And what are some of the, influences you might have on this album that are outside of music, like as far as maybe philosophy, art, literature, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, since we came back with that War with Reality in 2014, every album we've done has been a concept record, basically, and don't seem to be able to get away from that. So for this one, I dove straight into the rabbit hole of pessimist philosophy, actually. And it was an intriguing journey. And the end result that you can hear in the lyrics is probably like my emotional response to working with pessimist philosophy for a year and
Yeah.
how that, how what I learned from it and so on. Not a pessimist per se, but like the album is more like a gateway into the ideas of pessimist philosophy.
Excellent. And speaking of the last year and a half, I know, a lot of bands have taken the lockdowns and the pandemic differently. Some, say that albums have been postponed. Others say that they've created albums during this time that wouldn't have existed otherwise. So how has that affected this album and affected the band in general?
I mean, as a band, we were kind of lucky actually with the timing. It's really horrible to say lucky, in the same sentence as the word pandemic, but we were actually going into a writing period. Like we had already planned that. The campaign for the last record was done. We were going into writing mode. So we didn't actually miss touring that much. This kind of just gave an opportunity to go deeper and create a more layered, more textured album, and maybe also more progressive because of it. We had time to go back and revisit songs, like let them rest for a month or two and then go back and see, is there anything more we want to do with this one? So it kind of actually gave us an opportunity to create a bigger record, so to say.
Okay. And is there, I know always there seems to be always a once you put these songs out, there's a desire to immediately get feedback from the fans. Was that not being able to play or test any of these songs to the fans? Has
Yeah,
that
no,
been?
yeah, it's been a little bit of a challenge, but I mean, we have some people we go to for response, people we trust around us. Of course, the producer of the album and the different engineers, like for example, Andy LaRocque from King Diamond worked with us with the guitars and stuff like that. So I mean, we have full creative freedom. We always have the last word, but it's good with input from other people when you're in lockdown, I guess.
All right. Last question. It may be a little bit of a silly one, but I like to end interviews with a. There has been a video that went viral recently that claims that Finland does not exist. Now, you are the neighbors in Sweden. Can you confirm that Finland doesn't I don't know if you've seen this video or you've
I
seen
haven't
this.
seen that video. No, it
It
sounds sounds
there's
like fun.
a conspiracy out there that Finland is a creation of a global cabal and it doesn't actually exist. So can you confirm the
Yeah, I
existence?
mean, yeah, that's. But the problem is, I love Finland. You know, I love their attitude and love the country. My wife follows different things on Facebook, and I think she has, for example, this, you know, very Finnish problems group and stuff like that. So I think Finland might be a very interesting country for people who haven't been there. Finnish people are very interesting, very different from other people. Very lovely country, very lovely people. I do hope that it exists. I really hope.
You hope so?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Excellent. Just one kind of a little side note too. I know that over the years, when I look at the list of musicians you've collaborated with, and you seem to love to collaborate with other bands and other, and you've been in a couple bands. Um, what has been to you? Is there an artist out there that you still would like to work with that you haven't gotten the opportunity to?
There's always people, you know, like, but some people work on a totally different level than us. You know, it's
Mhm.
of musicianship. You know, so I
Yeah.
don't know if they are interesting to us, but I don't know if we would be interesting for them. But on a closer scale, you know, I always hope to do some work with, for example, Anna von Hausvold from here from Sweden, more ambient work with, like, she does a lot of organ orientated music, and I think that would really fit us. She has joined us for live performances in some parts, but to maybe like write songs with her would be really intriguing. But that's more like something that actually could happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Of course, you could say like, yeah, I really wanted to like work with Robert Fripp from King Crimson, you know, but yeah, but then he would just be like, yeah, why would I do that? They're a boring metal band from Sweden. I would never work with them. I don't know.
One interesting I find aspect looking at your career and looking at the band at the Gates is you've had some off periods with the band, and this has actually now been your most prolific. You've been active for like 10 years straight and seem to be going strong and heading strong in the future. What has been the secret to making it work this time around and last so long?
I think the main secret is that we're not 20 anymore. You know, because I think, you know, that's the main reason why the band broke up in the first place, because we were so young and inexperienced, and, you know, maybe not the best diplomatic sense was in place. Um, we learned a lot throughout the years. We love each other as brothers. Really, we work. You know, we know each other for such a long time. We respect each other. We listen to each other, and we have the same mutual vision with the band. You know, we always talk about all these things. It's like a little bit like a good relationship, you know, with your wife or whatever. You know, if you talk it out, you always listen to the other person. You will go places. You know.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I wish you good luck on the new album, and hopefully, knock on wood, we get to see you tour, somewhere in North America at some point soon, and we can all get together again.
I would love that, man. That would be amazing. But hopefully, cross our fingers. You know, there are plans for 2022 that are not official yet. But if we do tours, you know, we will come to North America for sure.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today, and as I said, good luck with the new album, and